The frozen battlefields of the Eastern Front during the Second World War presented an unforgiving crucible that fundamentally altered the trajectory of infantry combat, rendering traditional military doctrines obsolete and demanding a new echelon of close-quarters firepower. At the onset of Operation Barbarossa in 1941, the Soviet Red Army found itself entrenched in a catastrophic reality, armed predominantly with the Mosin Nagant Model 1891-30, a bolt-action rifle designed for long-range engagements across vast European plains, which proved agonizingly inadequate in the claustrophobic chaos of urban warfare and trench assaults. It was within this desperate crucible of survival that the Pistole Pulemio Shpagina, recognized as the PPSh-41, emerged not merely as a desperate stopgap, but as a supreme instrument of close-quarters dominance that would ultimately break the back of the German war machine. The genesis of this weapon was rooted in the bitter lessons learned during the Winter War of 1939 against Finland, where Soviet troops were decimated by Finnish soldiers wielding the Suomi KP-31 submachine gun, a masterclass in localized firepower that demonstrated the lethal efficiency of high-capacity weapons in restricted environments. Recognizing the urgent need to arm entire divisions with comparable firepower, Soviet High Command demanded a weapon that could surpass the complex PPD-40. This led designer Georgy Shpagin to create a masterpiece of utilitarian engineering that prioritized mass manufacturability without sacrificing devastating lethality. Shpagin did not reinvent the mechanical principles of the submachine gun. Rather, he revolutionized industrial methodology. He designed a weapon that could be stamped from heavy sheet steel by unskilled laborers, including women and adolescents. These weapons were produced in hastily relocated factories beyond the Ural Mountains, requiring only a fraction of the machining hours needed before. This production speed far surpassed that of its predecessors or its German counterpart, the MP-40. While German armorers meticulously milled and fitted components for precise weapons, the Soviet Union flooded the front lines with millions of PPSh-41s. This logistical miracle fundamentally shifted the paradigm from individual marksmanship to overwhelming collective volume of fire. At the mechanical heart of this weapon's terrifying effectiveness was its simple, open-bolt blowback operation, chambered for the fiercely potent 7.62 25mm Tokarev cartridge, a bottlenecked pistol round that offered a ballistic profile starkly different from the heavier, slower 9x 19mm Parabellum used by the Axis forces. The Tokarev cartridge propelled an 85-grain projectile at blistering velocities exceeding 1,600 feet per second, providing an exceptionally flat trajectory and extraordinary penetrative capabilities for a submachine gun, allowing Soviet assault infantry to punch through heavy winter clothing, dense foliage, and light wooden barricades that would have easily stopped standard pistol ammunition. When married to the weapon's staggering cyclic rate of 900 to 1,000 rounds per minute, the PPSh-41 transformed the individual soldier from a rifleman into a mobile suppression platform capable of unleashing a literal wall of lead that paralyzed enemy movements and decimated defensive positions in seconds, firing at nearly 15 rounds per second. The weapon was inherently difficult to control, yet Shpagin ingeniously integrated a stamped steel barrel jacket that extended slightly beyond the muzzle, precisely angled to act as a rudimentary but highly effective compensator and muzzle brake, forcing expanding gases upward and outward to counteract the violent muzzle climb and push the weapon down into the operator's hands during sustained automatic bursts. This engineering foresight was crucial, as the PPSh-41 was designed to be fired from the hip or shoulder in sweeping arcs during building clearances, where the sheer density of outgoing fire negated the need for pinpoint accuracy, ensuring that in a sudden, point-blank encounter in a darkened hallway or a shattered stairwell, the Soviet soldier would inevitably land multiple catastrophic hits before the enemy could even react. Despite its flaws, the weapon's rugged simplicity meant there were remarkably few moving parts to break, utilizing a massive steel bolt and a heavy recoil spring alongside a simple fiber buffer to absorb the brutal cyclic impact, allowing the gun to function in sub-zero temperatures where precision-machined weapons seized up completely. To expedite production, Soviet armorers even utilized obsolete or damaged Mosin Nagant rifle barrels, cutting them in half, and remachining the chambers to create two perfectly viable submachine gun barrels from a single piece of scrap. an act of industrial desperation that inadvertently provided the PPSh-41 with a heavy, chrome-lined barrel, capable of enduring horrific abuse and thousands of rounds of sustained automatic fire without catastrophic failure. The true measure of the PPSh-41 as the ultimate close-quarters weapon is found in its tactical application within the Soviet doctrine of the heavily armed assault pioneer groups, or shock armies, where entire battalions were equipped exclusively with these submachine guns, abandoning the traditional mix of rifles and light machine guns to create highly mobile, aggressively offensive units designed to infiltrate, overwhelm, and destroy enemy strongpoints through sheer volume of fire. When German forces encountered these dedicated submachine gun companies in the ruins of European cities, they were subjected to a deafening, terrifying storm of high-velocity lead that shattered their defensive perimeters and broke their morale, as the psychological impact of hearing the distinctive fabric-tearing roar of a PPSh-41 at close range became a recognized trauma among Axis survivors. The ultimate validation of the weapon's supremacy did not come from Soviet propaganda, but from the enemy themselves. German soldiers prized captured PPSh-41s above almost any other battlefield trophy, frequently discarding their issued MP-40s in favor of the rugged reliability and terrifying magazine capacity of the Soviet gun, leading the German Wehrmacht to officially adopt captured stocks into their own logistical system under the designation MP-717UR, and even undertaking a massive program to convert thousands of captured weapons to fire the German 9mm cartridge, redesignating them as the MP-41UR. This widespread enemy adoption serves as the most profound historical testament to the weapon's design, proving that in the most horrific, unforgiving combat environments ever experienced by human infantry, where dirt, cold, and extreme violence degraded complex machinery, the crude, heavy, stamped steel PPSh-41 provided the absolute peak of lethality, sacrificing refinement for an unstoppable, brutal efficiency that made it the undisputed king of the Second World War's close-quarters battlefields.